Monday to you, sports fan. Glad you could join. This is the Proview Rundown in the beautiful Proview Network studios. I'm your host, Adam Deal, along with the crew in the zoo. What's going on, guys? You guys good? Everyone good? That's a commercial, so you're not good. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. Let's go. Ball so hard. You good?
No, we're just ready for track. We're just ready for track.
Whoa!
That means we're ready.
I just threw up.
We're ready to lace up those PF flyers and just run around that track as many times as possible.
Bro, come on, leave the track. Actually, you know what? You're right. We will be doing the Great Southwest Indoor Track Meet, not this Saturday, next Saturday. Always fun. We always get to it. It'll be live here on Proview Sports Network. But enough with that, man. Let's get to what we want to talk about, and that's hoops. And we've got extra good hoops that we're going to talk about today. Got a surprise guest for you. Isabel Gonzalez from the Lobo Air beat writer, and many talents. Isabel Gonzalez, she's going to join us. She's going to come on a lot here and talk a little bit of Lobo hoops and that devastating loss that happened on Saturday. Did you guys see that? Did you see how the Lobos lost on Saturday? What kind of sports fans are you?
We were doing other things.
I was there, Josh.
Fortunately, we didn't see the Lobo result this weekend.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to tell you how they lost. If you don't know how they lost, I'll inform you guys. Isabel will inform you guys how they lost. It was ridiculous. But we're going to talk a little Lobo hoops, so that's fun. But of course, you know we always start every show off with a little high school hoops. And this flavor now is district. And district has been absolutely fantastic as we've gotten started. How many buzzer beaters have we had? A couple of overtime games to get rocking and rolling. And so that's when you know high school hoops are starting to heat up, because these games are starting to heat up. The atmospheres are starting to heat up. And we've got a monster schedule for you this week. Now, we remind you, you can go to ProviewNetworks.com, click on our live schedule of events, and we'll have all the links to the games that are streamed for you. And then, of course, the games that will be here on live TV on Comcast 26, and then our game of the week on My 50 TV. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. But let's get to our game of the week last week and some highlights for you. In Valley, after a big loss against Bernalillo at the buzzer, they needed to get a win under their belt against a Del Norte team that has been up and down this season, and here's how things played out.
Del Norte trying to get going early, and that's a nice jumper. Gonzalez going to swing it out. Chavez wants the three, can't hit. The tip off. Here's Baker. Nice pass underneath to Gonzalez. At the buzzer, three-pointer. And swing it around all the way for three, and that's good. 3 seconds. Spartan's got to beat the buzzer. He goes all the way. Yes! Count it!
Tell you what, Baker should have probably went up strong on that. Look at this.
Flores gets the
out on the off
Chavez in the wing. High arcing steal. And look at this. Garon's going to go all the way on the right hand and a finish. He's been quiet since that three-point opportunity he had at the end of the first quarter. Misses here. Nice putback, though. Underneath set him free. He's going to go all the way. So Barton a clutch finish. Wilkins, look at this, a little Euro step. Get it out. Here's Barton. Barton's going to step in the lane, a little floater, and he got it to go. So in double figures, I thought it went in for a second. I apologize. Chavez, that's good. Barton's going to swing into Antonio. Step inside, yes. Chavez to Barrett, straight away for three. Twining and dining. Wilkins, nice pass underneath. And Gonzalez was open, couldn't finish though. And then Baker, a chip. Chavez after a screen, he's going to go. A little drive.
Well, you called him out.
Antonio goes strong.
And he got to start getting some shots up.
Barton straight away.
I led coast to coast in this one. Check this out. Derek Chavez, who was our player of the game, he did not score in the first quarter, and then he took over the game in the second quarter. He scored 11 out of 13 to get Valley ahead of Del Norte and pull away and eventually get the win. Valley now 1-1 in district play. Del Norte now 1-1 in district play. Now the Valley Vikings will take on Hope Christian. That'll be this Thursday, so a big game for them at home. And, of course, Hope Christian may be the favorites if we've been watching district play and how it's all playing out to win that district. So big basketball, of course, in 4A. And I feel like maybe 3 of the top, 5, 6 teams in the state reside in that district. So Valley, I think they're going to start to peak at the right moment. Other games going on in district play in a class above in 5A at the same night. On a Friday night was Capital versus Albuquerque High School. Now, Albuquerque had just lost to Santa Fe. Capital was 1-0 in district and 13-3 on the season, and heavy favorites against just a 3-win team Bulldogs. And here's how things played out.
That was a game at Cleveland at the Storm Center. They fared well. Arroyo saw the finger roll and one. He's going to Jude on the dribble. He'll get it to Serrano. He wants a three out of the wing. Yes! Inbound. Perea. He's got Tapia to his right. He's going to go all the way himself for the layup. Skips it back out. There's a wing three. Yes! Nothing but nylon. Now 5 seconds on a no look on the base. They get on the bounce and they get a beautiful look for the handle the pass. Now they kick it out. Yes! It's a three and a foul. They don't want Tapia to catch fire. Gonna pull up for another three. Off the window! Yes! Perea gonna go all the way. Off the window and one. Bulldogs starting to have to go into their offense. Again, it's the sophomore driving. Can he get the spin? Yes! Gutierrez, Dom drives baseline. Yes, he's gonna get it inside. Patiently get it into the paint.
Yeah, they ran a nice offense that time.
Crazy up. Tapia with the tip. Gets the steal. He'll get it back in transition. The layup off the window for Tapia. He's got a maker's dozen now. Leads back to 8. There's an open look to answer. Yes. Turnover. Gutierrez to the paint on the bounce inside to Romero.
They definitely are in good position.
Corner three. Serrano. Bruce, you're going to be pumped up. On the floater. Gutierrez. Yes, it's Serrano. He does. They kick it out to Perea, the sophomore, going all the way with a wrap. But an open offensive rebound, and then the tip in is good. There's Tapia, check back in. That one's tipped right to Romero. Look what I found. Tapia, no look underneath to Ogawa. Count the layups and free throws here on the no look to Romero. Tapia will get it across the timeline ahead of the pack. Ogawa's foul.
Okay, where did that come from? So, guys, Albuquerque High School, they don't just beat Capital, they dismantled Capital. And so now I want to get, Balsard, you were there, right? I want to get your thoughts.
Oh yeah, I was definitely there Friday night at Albuquerque High at Jim Holzman Court. You know, it was kind of weird. I haven't seen Capital at all this year. This is my first time seeing them. But I don't know if they just didn't show up to play, or I don't know exactly what happened. But what I was talking with Josh earlier was that I kind of feel like they were just like, Jude, just stop Jude Tapia from scoring. Anybody, we'll live with anybody else scoring, and I think they literally just did that. Like, I think they took the coach's like word.
I mean, I guess I don't blame them, because who else from the Bulldogs have had a decent season, right? Like, it just hasn't happened.
It's a valid strategy, but like the player of the game was some sophomore. I even forget his name, but Jude really didn't even put up too many points this week or in that game, and they still won. So. I mean, you guys it was like some James Harden defense like going on.
I'm talking with the Garcias, and of course they're like, this is their like Super Bowl, man. They think they're going to go all the way. They think they're going to be able to make a little bit of a run in district. And I don't blame them because of Jude Tapia. I feel like that district's really wide open. Santa Fe's clear favorite still, even without J.B. White. And I don't know if you know, but Santa Fe beat Sandia at Sandia, and we thought maybe Sandia was a team that can take them down without J.B. White. No, Santa Fe's still winning without J.B. White. Okay, who's that next team then? And I'm looking at it, and I think Albuquerque High School may be able to make a little bit of run. They've got to take at least third in their district if they're going to make the state tournament. This week is going to be the test.
Too, right?
And Monzano lost to Monzano lost to Rio Grande. Like, Rio Grande beat Monzano.
They've been fighting this year. I mean, it's not like it's horrible. I mean, look at them. They're all right.
Is that's what you're going to go with, Josh? Is Rio Grande's been fighting this year? How about you make them your lock of the week? And by the way, you did a great job. You did a great job hosting the show on Friday, but my jacket is stretched out now, just so you know.
You know, you would shop at a man's store instead of children's extra large. You know, we share jackets here. That's what we do. So
don't wear my jacket again, all right?
All right. Show up for the show, and I won't have to wear your jacket.
You know, I'm a busy guy. When we return, we've got Isabel Gonzalez from Lobo Lair. It's coming up next. It's that time of the year, sports fans. It's the 10th annual Garden Swartz Great Southwest Track and Field Indoor Classic. It's February 9th in 2019. The best athletes from across the nation come together for one event.
Check out more information at GreatSouthwestTrackAndFieldClassic.com.
This is Coach Borrego of the Charlotte Hornets. Hello to all you parents out there in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I want to congratulate 38 years for the AYBL. You guys are doing a great job. You've shaped a lot of lives, young men and women, and you'll continue to do that. Parents, get involved, sign your kid up. It's a great program. It helped shape who I am today, helped shape me as a basketball player, as a coach. So get out there, sign them up. Have a great season. Good luck to everybody.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
Folks, there's no other way but to be all in. Either he's Lord of all or he is not Lord at all. And you can experience the real and authentic, true life change that only God can provide to humanity. See, when we truly encounter Jesus and purpose to know him and follow his teachings, hashtag life change will occur.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
This is Amaya Brown from the CBLO Cougars. You are watching the Daily Rundown only on Proview Network's Comcast Channel 26.
That was Amaya Brown that you just saw doing fantastic at Florida State, and of course the one-time great at Cibola. I am Adam Deal. It is a Monday. This is the Proview Rundown, and for the Lobo Lair beat writer and doing so much, Isabel Gonzalez. We've worked together before. I know you've been working on the Lobo Lair, and we had chatted, and you kind of gone in the direction of broadcasting, and so I wanted to get you on the show and have a little bit of fun, and so now that you're riding with Lobo Lair, how much fun has that been?
It's been a lot of fun. I love soccer, where we've worked together, but I also love basketball. And the fact that I get a chance to just really be an insider there and go to practices and games, it's really cool.
Like, I'm kind of jealous of that because I've always been a Lobo fan since I was a little kid. I used to listen to Mike Roberts all the time. He was a hero of mine. And, you know, obviously growing up, Dave Bliss, like Kenny Thomas was my kind of era. And so I've been to a couple practices before when my dad was in the media, and so I always wanted to kind of cover them in some kind of way, and I guess you could say I have a little bit, but I'm jealous of you because you get to do it in more of a range. So what's that like from becoming maybe a fan of hoops and then being able to actually get in the back door and see how things are really working and get good access to the program like you are right now?
So what's funny about that is, yeah, I used to love sports when I was younger, but when I really started loving them is when I started kind of covering them more. Because you start noticing other things and you see why it's really fun. Before it's like, yeah, it's entertaining, but now I get into those details, like every play, all the stats. So it's a lot different, and sometimes you don't enjoy it as a fan, but you enjoy it in a different way.
You got to get your job done, right? Like properly.
Absolutely,
and so you don't
yeah.
get to really kind of enjoy
It's stressful. Like when you're at games, people are like, oh, you're so lucky you get to just watch games for fun. It's like, it's not really that.
Not what you think.
Laid back. It's not,
Sure.
but it's definitely worth it, I think. Like if you're really into that and if you're willing to put in the work, I think it's cool.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I covered for JJ Buck and doing the after Collins show last week against Wyoming, and I'm not even paying attention like to the game as a fan. I'm paying attention. Okay, what are my notes? What do I need to have for the show? And I really didn't get to enjoy it. As to this last game, I watched as a fan, and that's what we're going to get into. Utah State and the Lobos going at it Saturday at the Pit in an early afternoon game. And Utah State is off, right? They're off and running. They're up 13, 14 points, and the Lobos cannot make a bucket. And I'm thinking, well, this is kind of how the game's going to go the whole time until the Lobos made a comeback. But shooting percentage-wise, what you and I talked about off-air, it was atrocious for the Lobos on Saturday in that first half, wasn't it? Absolutely.
So, I mean, obviously, other things happened throughout the game, but you can't really shoot like that in the first half. It was under 30%. So that's when
garbage.
you got to get it together there. Their lead scorer Anthony Mathis he didn't make any points during that half.
Right, he had no points, Anthony Mathis.
No
and
points.
I feel like he only had one field goal attempt. And I'm
think
not sure
it
if that's
was-
a stat, but I mean, it was that bad where he was just shut down completely in the first half.
And the Lobos have been kind of going through that, so a lot of people know that Anthony Mathis is the shooter of the team, so he gets defended a lot. But the Lobos need to also figure out that if he's not having a good game, there has to be someone else stepping up. And they had some attempts, it didn't go in, that's kind of unlucky. They did show a lot of improvement in the second half, which is kind of tough for them for losing that.
So this is how I looked at it, and we'll go back into this Utah State game, but we'll go to the UNLV game before, right, on Tuesday. And Paul, we were talking about turnovers, and New Mexico turned the ball over, even against their win against Wyoming. It's been terrible. They just turned the ball over, right? And I thought against Utah State, what held them into the game was something that they haven't done all year. They played great defense, and they didn't turn the ball over that much, and that's why they were able to make their comeback in the second half.
And that was actually a great showing in the second half because Utah State is the #2 ranked team offense-wise in West. So the fact that they made that comeback from shooting so poorly in the first half and just there have been times where the Lobos don't get their confidence back in the second, but this time they got it together. Paul Weir said that during halftime, he told them, guys, we look immature. They look like veterans. We can't allow that to happen. We have to play better, and they did. And with the UNLV game, Paul Weir had been talking about turnovers and defending the three-point line. That didn't happen during that game. With the three-point line, he said they weren't focusing that much on that during that game because the previous game they had against them, they were beating them in the paint. So he was like, we should focus on them not getting in. We'll just take our chances with the three-point line. But the turnovers, that's killing them.
What about like Carlton Bragg? I feel like he had such a fantastic game, not just offensively. He was able to score, but against the big freshman that's such a stud that's going to the NBA from Nevada, he was able to handle him defensively. And Carlton Bragg, I think, should be the leader of this team. I think
he's doing really well. I mean, he's one of those guys that had very high expectations. Like everyone looked at him.
For sure.
They were like
a
he's
Danny
gonna be
Granger type transfer coming in.
Absolutely.
Right.
So he's been handling that so well. And I know it's like a weird transition for him, probably not playing for a while, but it's going to take more time. And it can't just be one guy. Like, sure, he has a lot of potential, but the entire team has to fix a lot of issues just overall.
This is what's crazy. Is they should have won the game, and we're going to explain why they shouldn't have won the game if you haven't talked or seen it yet. But they should have won the game, and Lobos hammered Nevada. So I feel like there's a team that, if they're playing at their potential, could make a little bit of a run here in the Mountain West because the two top teams in the league, they should have wins, and this is why they should have won. And you could say that bad calls happen all the time. Well, this was one of the drastically all-time bad calls in the Mountain West Conference that I've seen. And they called backcourt violation. Anthony Mathis hadn't even crossed half court yet. There's pressure from Utah State. Lobos are up 1. Anthony Mathis is dribbling. He's trapped in the corner. But he's in the corner. He doesn't cross half court, and then he heaves the ball over to Vance Jackson, who is jumping across half court, grabs it, which is legal anyway, even if he was across half court. But Mathis never had crossed half court, and it was clear as day. And so they called it a backcourt violation, and then Utah State hits a triple with 1.8 seconds to go to win the game. And it's devastating because of how drastically bad the call was. I mean, this is as bad as it gets, yes?
Oh, absolutely. Coach Veer, he opened the press conference just saying he felt like the Saints, you know?
And that's true.
It's true, and I mean, I think it's especially heartbreaking that they kind of made a comeback in the second half. They showed that they could do it, and just losing like that, it's tough. And Mathis, you know, he told the coach, I didn't do it, I promise. And then they watched the video. They saw it was very clear.
It was so obvious.
It was. Unfortunately, it wasn't a reviewable call.
Now, the Mountain West, the conference association came out, and the powers that be, they've basically written a public apology saying, yes, this was the wrong call, and we are aware that this is the wrong call. Now, let me ask you something. Fan or as somebody who covers the Lobos professionally, does that help anything when they come out and say that that was wrong? It kind of just makes you more agitated, doesn't it?
I don't think so, because it's not going to change anything at the end of the day.
The result doesn't change. So.
It sucks because they did have that potential. Of course, Weir was saying that he admits that was maybe not the only thing. Obviously, the Lobos could have played better. But, yeah, if you're that close and if it comes down to one call, that's always heartbreaking.
Well, I hate it when people say, well, one call didn't cause the game. It absolutely did. Like, games come down to a missed or made field goal in football. Games come down to a missed or made free throw or a missed or made call. Like, games come down to the wire to one little detail. Ask the Saints, and that's what Alden Iwani says. That's why Paul Weir said he feels like the Saints. Obviously, it's not as probably big as the NFC Championship, but to us here in Albuquerque, it is. Where do the Lobos go from here, you think? Because there's still a lot of season to go, and then the Mountain West Conference tournament. I feel like as a team, if they're playing their best, can compete with anybody in the league.
Mm-hmm. Well, Vance Jackson was saying after the game that he still thinks there's a lot of potential. Like, they're not freaking out yet. They are saying, we have a lot more games to go. We have a lot of things to fix, yeah. But at least they recognize that.
Yeah.
And Weir has said that his team sometimes needs to just kind of be humbled down a little bit, and that's when they play the best, because they realize we have to work for it. We're not just going to get it. All our talent on paper is not going to just give us a win automatically, which I think they still have time to get it together, for sure. They've showed, like with the Nevada game, they showed so much potential. Mm-hmm. So I don't see why not. It's just a matter of them doing it.
I think the Nevada game is hard as a fan because it's like fool's gold, right? You're like, oh, wow, you know what, we're 2-0 in the Mountain West, and here we go. And then, you know, the collapse against UNLV. Okay, so beat writer, Lobo Lair, where can people find you? Where can people read your stuff?
So obviously at thelobolair.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at the Lobo Lair feed, or mine at C Isabel G. So.
Before we get out of here, you had an interview with Rivas. Is that going to come out? Is that public?
Yeah, so I'm still kind of editing that, and I might just post
like a little bit. Am I allowed to even
say
something like that? Is that?
Sure, I mean,
okay.
You can, yeah.
Okay, Sergio Rivas, obviously from Cibola High School, played at Seattle University, right?
Yes.
And now in the MLS got drafted in the first round of the Earthquakes. Isabel was able to catch up with him, so hopefully soon people can catch that. That's a great interview, right, by the way. It's going to be fun. I know fans like me, soccer fans, are going to want to see that.
Yeah, for sure. He's such a great guy, and how we met was kind of funny, too, because I was working with you and the Soul, and at the end of the season, they gave me the jersey, and I had no idea who he was, honestly, and it happened that the next season I watched him play because the Lobos were playing them, and our families ended up meeting, and they told us about each other, but we hadn't met. And the day I met him was the last day he was here before he left. So we did that interview and stuff. It was fun.
Fantastic guy, amazing player. Isabel Gonzalez, and Alden Iwani is from Cibola, so he's all excited. That's Ball So Hard, University of Alden. Alden, you're going to come on next segment, right? Alden's going to come on next segment. That's Isabel Gonzalez. She does a great job, up and coming in this industry, no doubt. Beat writer at the Lobo Lair. Appreciate you. You're going to come back right next Monday?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we're going to do this. So we'll see her down the road with the Lobo Lair again. Back in a moment here on the Rundown. Happy Monday.
Dreamstyle Remodeling has been wowing homeowners in New Mexico since 1989. Selected as Best Custom Home Remodeler for 3 consecutive years by readers of the Albuquerque Journal, we're also your exclusive provider for top home improvement brands like Renewal by Anderson, Four Seasons, Blaze King, and many others. Founded and headquartered in Albuquerque, Dreamstyle Remodeling is family-owned and now employs more than 500 people across the southwestern U.S. In fact, we've helped more than 60,000 homeowners improve their home in New Mexico, Arizona, California, Idaho, and West Texas. We're committed to providing a superior customer experience. We've earned 4.6 stars with hundreds of online reviews and have an A+ with the BBB. Dreamstyle Remodeling is a proud supporter of UNM Athletics. Visit our beautiful 10,000 square foot showroom at 1460 Renaissance Boulevard across from Sam's Club, or DreamstyleRemodeling.com to make your home remodeling dreams come true.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green and keep the community green as well. Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment. You trash it, we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Motto Mortgage Brokers works hard to give you more options. Hear why Emilio Vallejo's local brokerage is the perfect fit for this growing family. Call Emilio Vallejo's 505-506-9820.
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but two great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of Proview Sports Network.
I'm Troy Lefane, head coach of the USL New Mexico franchise, and you're watching
The Barley Room, proud sponsor of Proview Networks for over 9 years, is pleased to introduce Black Iron Catering. From weddings and family reunions to birthdays and office parties, Black Iron Catering is perfect for any event. Contact Jamie at 505-459-8259 and book your event today. Black Iron Catering. Let us bring our kitchen to you.
Gecko's Bar and Tapas, a proud supporter of Proview Networks. It's been a fan favorite spot for food lovers and sports fans. With not one, but two great locations, including outdoor patio, an atmosphere you won't want to miss. Gecko's, off Academy and in Nob Hill.
Also Harvard University.
Oh, I love it.
What's up, y'all? Just out here in Vegas, outside the New York, you know. I just actually made my way over from White Castle, you know, about to go see a Penn and Teller show, you know, some Blue Men maybe, possibly.
I want to go to Vegas. How can I get to Vegas? That looks fun.
Last week on Friday, I was in Toronto. Thanks to Steve Davis's traveling agent hooked me up. This week, you know, I just decided to make my way to the lovely city of Vegas. So.
Well, I am jealous, and a quick hype or no hype segment because Josh played 2 extra commercials, took a whole minute away from you. So thanks.
Josh Brown.
All right, hype or not hype on the Rio Rancho Rams after they had that huge win against Etrisco Heritage on Thursday.
Going hype, Adam. Hype.
On a Monday?
Yeah, hype on a Monday, you know. Rio Rancho, they're one of the better teams. They're like, I would say, like, there's echelons, like there's like the top like 4 teams, and I think Rio Rancho is starting to flirt with getting into that conversation, being a top 4 team. Like, I think they're literally the first team out of that like top echelon teams in 5A basketball. So I'm gonna say hype on the Rio Rancho Rams.
I like it. Hype or not hype with the Valley Vikings beating Hope Christian to be the leader in the district?
I'm going to say not hype, but I do love me some Valley. I'm there regularly doing games for the past couple years. I love that they were able to get a win on my 50 statewide television. That was awesome. But I think Hope's doing what they do every year. They wait till their tournament. And then, now what's up, Adam? You're in Vegas with me now. You wanna hit the pool after this, or you know?
Got a pool party to get to. Maybe a little bit of crap.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but yeah, Valley. You know, I just feel like they're outmanned when it comes to the Hope Huskies. They play their tournament, and then all of a sudden they're the best team in 4A. So I believe.
Okay, hype or not hype with Josh Brown and his locks of the week?
I'm going to say not hype. You know, I was hyped that first week because he was making some good picks, but now it's just starting to become off the wall picks again. So I don't know, Josh. Like, I don't know. You might have to step up your game on that one.
All right. Not a hype or not hype question, but we're going to ask Super Bowl questions throughout the week real quick. We got to get out of here. What is your favorite Super Bowl party food to partake in?
I'd say nachos for sure. I love me some nachos. With the cheese and the chicken and the
throw like some jalapeno.
Yeah, some jalapenos. Yep, just oh man, nachos. I'd definitely have to say nachos. But as for like another side, I'm a wings guy too. Love me some wings and some nachos and some good adult beverages, you know.
And hype or not hype on them just making the Super Bowl an actual holiday, or at least make Monday. Like, what if we just shifted Martin Luther King Day to, you know, the Monday after the Super Bowl? Can we make that happen?
Yeah, or like President's Day or something, like, because isn't President's Day like right there too?
Can we do that,
like,
please?
I'm down. You know what?
Change the Super Bowl to a Saturday?
Yeah, or at least change it to Saturday, because you know people are recovering. Like, you know people are in recovery that next day. But like, I mean, you see how crazy some of these fans are when they lose and they've been drinking a little too much. They tackle TVs, like they like break, like they destroy their houses just because they're losing. So you know what? Give us that extra day to recover or / repair our houses like
JB,
afterwards.
I saw you throw yourself in the picture. Is there something you want to end with?
Do you want to come down to Vegas with us, Josh?
I don't want him in Vegas. Good.
Now I'm back in the office, man. Come on. Come on, bro.
We gotta
I want to be at work. I got a pool party, bro.
We gotta get join us on Wednesday. Thanks for Isabel Gonzalez for coming in from the Lobo Lair, Balso Art University. Josh Beartrap Brown, I'm Adam Deal. We'll see you Wednesday.
It's that time of the year, sports fans. It's the 10th annual Garden Swartz Great Southwest Track and Field Indoor Classic. It's February 9th in 2019. The best athletes from across the nation come together for one event. Check out more information at GreatSouthwestTrackandFieldClassic.com.